Hey everyone, it's Bubbles, and welcome back to my channel. Also, welcome if you're new. So, today's video is gonna be another speed build, but this time it's gonna be a little bit different because this is a shell challenge, actually. And so, I was just looking on the gallery for some of the shells people have done, and I found this one. And I thought it was so cool because it's like a little village shell. And so the person who put this up on the gallery goes by SatiSim on the gallery. That's their profile name. And so if I can get the link to work from the Sims gallery on their website, I will try to do that and put it in the description for you guys so you can check them out. But lately the website gallery has not been working for me, and so if that's the case when this video comes out, I will be sure to just put the name of their creator in the description so y'all can check them out. But they have a lot of cool stuff on their gallery, and it's a lot of like medieval build kind of things, which is straight up my thing. So yeah, and so that's what we're doing today. And so I just finished like the floor plans of each of the little houses and buildings in this little village, and then I did all the wallpapers and like the decorating and landscaping. So yeah. And so I went with a like medieval style village vibe because I was down for it, and I haven't done anything like traditional in a while. I've been doing a lot of contemporary stuff lately, so it was nice to like change it up, and also that I haven't really done something like this on the channel yet, so I thought it was perfect. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. But there are like 4 different buildings on this lot, and so the first one, which I'm working on now, is gonna be a small house. And so it has 1 bed and a bathroom. I was not able to fit the bed in its own like bedroom area because the living space is so small. So I just like section it off using the little what are they called? I don't know. You know what I mean? The things we have in base game that like little screen dividers, I guess. So I use those to kind of separate the bed from the rest of the living area, so it's some kind of privacy. But yeah, and then there's a full kitchen and a full bathroom, and then I did fit a fireplace in here. I tried to do that for the houses, or the buildings. I did turn the houses in this one since that's how they lived, you know, in medieval times. But yeah. And then there is a small dining table in this house, but I was not able to fit like a full couch in here. There is a seating area, but yeah, it was just pretty small in here. And so the color scheme I went for the interior on this one was like warmer tones and red tones, except the bathroom. I only included this bathroom on camera, and that is because the bathrooms in each of the buildings are all like the same. So yeah, I just cut them out to save some time since this video is a little bit longer. So, but yeah. And then I have like a little clothesline in like the washing tub we got from Laundry Day out back by this house. And yeah, I used like the bed swatch is red, and the what is it called? It's not a love seat. Why am I forgetting words today? Good God. I have had to restart the intro like 3 times tonight. I'm having a great time. But anyway, so but yeah, the interior of this one is very like Tudor with the wallpaper. And so yeah, and then I use just like medium wood tones in here, and I tried to make sure that there was like enough room for Sims to route in this one, since this one is very small. And I think I achieved it. I did not test this, but it should be okay. And so but I still wanted it to be cluttered up enough so that it felt lived in, because I don't know, I feel like these kinds of houses should have a lot of clutter in them. And yeah, and so, and when I was starting out with this first building, I forgot to put windows in, so I will come back to it later, and put windows in. So I put one in the kitchen and then one above the dining table as well, so yeah. And so the other buildings in this, on this lot is obviously this house, and then the next one I work on is gonna be like a little plant and gardening shop, which I thought was cute. And then the third one, up the hill a little, is like a restaurant that has a few seating spots inside, but a lot of them are outside since there was more room. And then the biggest building on this lot is another house, so yeah. And so when I did do the landscaping, I did try to make like a little flower garden outside for the shop, as if they grow their stuff here. It's not like a usable garden, but you could turn it into that one if you wanted to. So yeah. And then I kept the exterior of each of the buildings kind of the same, just so they were cohesive enough, but I changed them up a little bit, for each building, so that they were different enough that it didn't feel like it was too repetitive. Yeah, and so I did do the landscaping at the very end of this, because I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted to do until I got to the end, so yeah. Oh, and here I'm finally putting the windows in. Oh, and I was having this weird glitch with the windows. I'm not sure if it's like a glitch we got with the new update, because when I was building this, we had gotten the update before the game pack came out. So I don't know. It's like the curtains wouldn't snap onto the window on the inside where I wanted them to. They would snap on the outside for some reason, and then it was like impossible to get them on the right, like where they should be. It was weird. I don't know. And then I did just put a chessboard out on that one little area where the fencing is. And then now we're on the plant shop. So there is a bathroom in each of the buildings, by the way. But like I said, I cut like the actual decorating of it out just because they're all the same. And so for this one, I wanted there to be like a platform that was raised up onto where the plants are. And so that's what you see me doing here, and I put just some columns in and spandrels. Are they called spandrels? I don't know. Just some details against the ceiling to kind of separate that part off, and then I put tile down. And then I did knock the ceiling out or the floor out on the second floor, that tower, just so that it felt like taller where that area is, because that's where I'm gonna put like the plant clutter. And then I put like a little register next to the bathroom door, and so you see me put down one of the wall dividers from Dine Out, but I think I'd switch it out to the one from Eco Lifestyle that's got the vines on it, because I like that better. But yeah, I just put like a coat rack at the entry and then a couch just to put some kind of clutter up here, anything that I thought made sense. And I kept it pretty open on the big area for routing, and also because I didn't have anything else to put there. But yeah, so this is where I put all the plants, and I just kind of put kind of all kinds of different ones, but I did try to keep it more flowery, so I just used all kinds. And then I do put like lanterns in, and then I put the newspaper rug like there from Cats and Dogs. And then I did put 2 plant pots in here, and I put some sunflowers in one, and then one of the plants we got from Romantic Garden Stuff pack in here. So yeah, and then right here I'm just using some debug wood planks to kind of put a, I don't know what you call it, just some kind of detail, because I wanted to put hanging plants in, and it, you know, it wouldn't make sense for me to put a hanging plant and it was attached to nothing. So I did that here, and then I also did it in some of the other buildings that had a higher ceiling, where I cut the floor out on the second floor because I thought that would look cool. So yeah, I just kind of put some of the hanging plants from the knitting pack, and I also put the plant from Paranormal that's got the vines that hang off. And then I put some shelves here with some more plant clutter. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. It's pretty simple, but I wanted each of the buildings inside to feel very different, so I felt kind of restricted with the amount of wallpapers we have, or the amount of wallpapers we lack for these kinds of builds. So, but either way, I think all of the buildings turned out pretty good. So now we're on the restaurant area, and so I built the kitchen in, and then also a bathroom as well. And so depending on what you set this lot as, whether you only have it as a restaurant or the retail, either way would work. I'm just not sure how you would use like one part of it, you know, because you can only have the lot as one kind of type. But if you want to download it, use it how you will. I'm fine with anything. Go off, man. But yeah, and so I did put a fireplace in this one, but it's the one from Eco Lifestyle, which is kind of modern, so, but I feel like it worked in here because the pictures I did use in here are a little modern. I don't know, I just went with it. And then here I'm using those wood planks again to kind of put some bars, because that second floor of this one isn't being used. And also I think I put some hanging things from them, but yeah. And then so there's like 3 tables in this restaurant inside, and then I put a couple benches on the areas outside where there's fencing, since there was a lot of space for that. And then yeah, I think I used the bench seating we have, and then just a few tables that match the same ones from the interior. So yeah, and then I put a sign out front, and I also put a sign out front the plant shop as well. So yeah, For the restaurant, I kept it pretty bright. I think I used just like a light cream wallpaper, and then I put some blue curtains in, and the art I put on the walls is kind of contemporary, so I went with building this as like a little medieval village, but I feel like it's kind of still in modern times. It just looks old, and none of the houses have like any like TVs or computers or anything, just because I didn't want them in here. So yeah, but I think it turned out really cool, and so I just put some hanging lights above each of the dining tables, and then some clutter like the salt and pepper shakers we have, and a plant on each table, just as kind of like a little decoration. And then I put one of the wall details we got from Eco Lifestyle, and I put some plants on it, just because there was that empty space in between these two tables. And then I put a blue rug down to kind of put some more color in there, and then one of the fuzzy rugs we have, and I kind of put them not straight just because I felt like that looked better, and it looks like it fills the space more. So yeah. And then the kitchen area I kept pretty clean, and so I just put a few like food clutter items, and then a shelf with the like cookware on it, and so that's about it. I kept it pretty neat because, you know, routing if you do use this as like a public lot. So yeah. And then when we get to the bigger house, I built it with 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. And so for the bigger house, I had the idea that it was like 2 parents, and then a teenager is on the 3rd floor, and then an older kid. I was thinking it was an older kid when I started putting the furniture in, just because there wasn't really a whole lot of space for like a bunch of toys and stuff, so I just thought that maybe the kid was a little older and about to be like aged up into a teenager. So yeah. But the bigger house kind of had a weirder shape to it, so the floor plan was a little bit difficult, and I think I even cut some of it out just because it took me a while to figure it out. Oh, and especially because all these houses are kind of on a diagonal, or the buildings are on a diagonal, so it was hard to fit the stairs in. And I did put a ladder up to the 3rd floor just because it was easier, and I felt like it was like a attic space that got turned into a bedroom. So yeah. And then the downstairs, the kitchen is a pretty decent sized, and I was able to fit like a full living room in, and then I did fit a dining table in, but I think it only has, if I remember correctly, it only has like 3 chairs at it. So, you know, screw the there's how many people in this house? 4. So yeah, screw one person if they want to eat all together. But yeah, so, and then on the 2nd floor is the master bedroom and the older kid bedroom, and then like I said, the 3rd floor is the teenager's bedroom. So the bathroom is on the 1st floor, just because it was like the only place I could fit it in. It fit really well into the one of the octagonal spots on the 1st floor, so I just decided to keep it there. And yeah, and it's also, of course, it's the same as the rest of the bathrooms in this build, so yeah. And then I'm just putting all the windows and like wallpaper in because I wanted to make sure that I had the floor plan down first before I even touched like the interior. And then sometimes with these builds, if they're a little more they have a little more shape in them and they're more difficult to figure a floor plan out, I use the objects I'm planning on using to sort of get the sizing right. So that's why there's already items inside the build. But yeah, now we're gonna work on finishing the interior of this last building. So just to talk about the new game pack we just got, I think it's been out for like 2 weeks now, but I was thinking I would, because I mentioned this in my last video, but I was thinking I would do like a mini series where I did like the gameplay of it, and so I would set it up so that like I would show you like the gigs I was picking, and then I do like a sped up part where I'm actually renovating the rooms and stuff. So I was thinking I would do that, and I was thinking I would even start it like next week, maybe, I don't know. And so it'd be like a mini series, so I was thinking maybe 2 or 3 videos on it, since I know I'm like behind on it because a lot of people have already been playing with it for a bit and have had more of their videos come out on it. But I still just kind of wanted to, play around with it a little bit. So yeah, I hope that's all cool with you. And then after that mini series is finished, if I do settle on doing it, then of course I'll continue doing just my normal speed build. So yeah. And then when I did go through and was taking the screenshots for this build, I did not include the floor plan only because it's all technically, like, all of the first floors of each building is all technically on the first floor, but it would be really awkward to try and take a floor plan of each level just because of how this shell was built with the terrain manipulation tools. So I just didn't include it, and I hope that's okay. But you can find this shell on the gallery if you want to, try your hand at it as well. But yeah, that's why I didn't include it. So yeah, and then back to the build, I did a more of a blue and keeping the medium wood tones in here, but I wanted to do a blue color scheme since I really wanted to use this wallpaper in one of the builds. And so this wallpaper is from the Paranormal Stuff pack, which I love it to death. It's so pretty. And so yeah, so I'm just kind of cluttering up the kitchen a little, and then I have I did put like a little mudroom for the other door that leads outside as well. So I just kind of put like one of the coat rack shelving units we have in there. And then for the living room, I used the university couches that we got that are more like a traditional style, and I used them in the white swatch, so I did kind of like pops of blue, but I kept most of it pretty neutral, like the furniture, just because the wallpaper was like all blue, and then I just broke it up with some of the stone wallpaper I used on the exteriors of these builds. And so yeah, I thought it looked good like that. And then I did put an art easel here So, like, someone could be a painter. I don't know. I just put it in here because it was to fill up the space, and also because I don't normally put, like, the activity items we have in game, because I think a lot of them look a little cheesy, but, you know, that's just me. But I did put some, like, newspaper underneath it, and then some, like, of the base game sketches we have on the wall, so it looks like whoever is the artist did those sketches, and I thought that looked good. And then for the teenager, I did put some, like, musical items in their room, so maybe they're into music, and maybe one of the parents is the painter. I don't know, whatever, it's all good. But yeah, and so the master bedroom, I did start out with making it dark purple, but when I went through to find a bed to suit that color, nothing really matched that went with this style, like traditional style, so I changed the wallpaper to this swatch, and I think it looks a lot better because I wanted to use specifically this bed from Cats and Dogs. And so I kept this bedroom pretty light. It's very bright in here. Would not live here because I don't like white, but you know, whatever. But so I just kept it white and blue. And then I put this shelf above the bed with some clutter, and then the carpet in here is from base game. Oh, and I used one of the pictures from Paranormal Stuff Pack because I thought it looked good and I remembered it existed. And if you just saw just then, the camera was giving me so many issues in this build because of the cliffs that were made using the terrain stuff. It was frustrating. So, like, you probably saw at the beginning of the video where my camera kept going, like, up and down because of the terrain, but it's all good. And so this bedroom is the older kids' bedroom, and so they have, like, a bookshelf and a dresser. And so, as you can see, it is super small, and it was not able to fit any of the toys in. So I did use, like, more kid-looking decor, and I put some, like, stuffed animals in here, so it does still feel, like, kid-like, and the fact that it is pink. But I just decided that they were maybe an older kid, and so I thought that worked out better. And I still like that bedroom. I thought the decorations in there were really cute. And so now we're on the teenager's bedroom, and so I went with the darker teal swatch of this wallpaper. One of the things you probably noticed that I like doing is if I use a specific wallpaper in, like, the living areas of a build, I try to use it in different swatches in the bedrooms that fit more with the like the personality of the sim in that bedroom. So I don't know why I do that. I guess it's just to keep it cohesive, but if I really can't find a swatch that I like for that sim that lives in that bedroom, then I just find a different one. But if I can, I try to use the same wallpaper. But that was that bedroom. I did kind of make it a little darker with the like the bed being dark gray and black, and then the other furniture I kept, like, in really dark wood tones, just because I felt like they were maybe like a more alternative teenager or something. But yeah, so now we're on the landscaping, and so here is the little flower patch I did that maybe the person who owns the gardening shop kind of tends to. And then I just put, like, some of those fern plants that stick up around the cliffs. And then I put some of the floor plants we have, and then some flower bushes in, and then I put trees in and made sure I like framed it up so that the ones like behind the cliff were really big so you could see them. And I just kind of like oriented it so it looked good in the like the thumbnail of the video and also the screenshots. So yeah, and then I just go through each of the little dirt patches with the plants, and I just kept it all the same kind of plants so it was cohesive. And then as for mailboxes, I did put one at this smaller house here, and then also at the front of the bigger house at the top of the hill, so your Sims can use, you know, either mailbox. And then I'm just going through and adding all my terrain paint, and so yeah, we're about at the end of this build, so I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, be sure to subscribe and like the video if you want to see more. And if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them down below. This build is on the gallery, so I will put all the info down in the description for you to find if you want to download this. But either way, I will see you guys next week. Bye.